This is a cable curl with an easy bar. I feel these the best in my biceps. This is a cable curl with an easy bar or a cambered bar, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes if I have pain in the joints, I like doing this one instead than doing a free weight. But the cable keeps a constant pull, constant tension on the muscle. A lot of people, when they curl, they'll come up to here and they lose the tension here. One reason is they got their elbows tucked back, as you'll hear me talk about in a lot of the arm videos that we'll do. I always like the arm shifted forward a little bit, so even coming up, there's more tension on it. With the cable, because you're going to be curling I curl with my elbows out a little bit, lean back a little bit. I want the cable to be lined up to where it's pulling against me through most of the range of motion, meaning if I'm in front of the pulley, my arms would be going past the pulley and back, and there'd be like this wobble and the strength curve that I don't want. I want constant tension through the whole thing. So I'm gonna back away from the pulley a little bit, because as you see the way I curl, I'm gonna have my shoulder, for the most part, I have my shoulders back, elbows out a little bit and lean back. When I come down, that cable's gonna be pulling this way from the bar the whole time. There's gonna be constant tension. And as you see, I won't curl here, I'll curl up towards my face, and that cable will still be pulling against me. So I'm not straight over the pulley. I'm at an angle to where the way I'm curling, that cable's pulling against that bar through the entire range of motion, if that makes sense. You'll understand once you see it. Also, when I bring the bar up, I try to imagine I'm rolling my hands inward and putting pressure with the inside of my palms against that bar coming up. And that helps, for me, it helps get a stronger contraction, like I'm trying to peak the bicep better. And I also grab, when I do regular barbell curls, I'll get an even grip, but with these cable, I like to bring my grip in a little bit. It just feels better on the joints, and I like it. I feel it across the biceps, so I go with it. It feels better for me. So I'll grab the bar here like this. I won't be like out here. I come in here, back up a little, shoulders back. Notice I tilt back slightly, and I kind of mess with it until about right there. The cable's going to be pulling against me through most range of motion. But I want to feel it through the whole range of motion. So I get to where that cable's lined up to where it feels like it's pulling against me, especially right here. I want the cable directly lined up against the direction that I'm curling, if that makes sense. You can see. So I'm coming down here. So I guess you can think of it like, as I come down, the cable in my arms are all lined up. And then I come up like this. So let's see. Yeah, that seems about right. So when I come out, when I'm in the mid-range of motion, that cable is pulling that bar against the bar. So I'm coming up just like this to my face. You're not going to get it perfect every time, that's fine. But you want to try to get it best you can. So, because if I'm over here over the top and coming up, like I lose it right here. So see how my arms come in front of the pulley when I'm lined up directly over? I lose some tension right there. I don't like how that feels. So if I come back, lean back, and then curl up, it's like that cable's pulling straight down the bar the whole time. There's a little movement in it, but it's not as bad as being close to it. So you just have to play with it a little bit. So like I said, I get back, I lean back, and I try to line up with it best to where that cable is constantly pulling on that bar the whole time, where I don't feel any wobble in the strength curve. So for me, that's about, let's see, but right there is real good. It almost feels constant tension through the whole movement. So that cable's lined up. I don't feel any wobble mid-range. Actually, mid-range, I feel it pulling pretty well. I still feel it pulling at the top. So it looks almost straight. You got to go by how it feels though. So during that whole time, that cable's pulling on that bar the whole time I'm going down and up because of the way I'm lined up. But as you can see, I'm away from the pulley, elbows are forward, and I'm leaning back a little bit. I'm doing all that to get that cable to line up properly. But once you do it a few times, you kind of know what position your body has to be in for you to feel the curl the best. So that is a very long, explained, detailed explanation on doing a fucking cable curl.